everyone, my name is Indra and welcome to a new episode of Crafting with Cosplay Fabrics. Today I'm showing you a super cool and fun crafting project, a headdress for a sugar skull Dia de los Muertos costume. Let's get started. For this project we're going to be using a lot of different things. First we're going to be needing some flowers. I just bought these at my local JoAnn's. And I'm using white roses, but you can use any color that you want. I'm also using an old headband that I had, but if you prefer, you can use like a wider band or something that's more comfortable for you. However, make sure that it is one of the hard headbands and not like an elastic one. We're also going to be using scissors, and here I have my fabric and my craft scissors. We're also going to be using some ornaments. These are little icicles that I've had. I use them for different crafts. These are just Christmas ornaments. You can buy these online. They're just like little icicles. However, if you're lucky, you can find them in your store right now. I know they're off season, but maybe you can find them. Otherwise, like I said, you can buy these online, or you can use like other things like little barbecue sticks or anything that's a little pointed. I just really like the shape of the icicles. We're also going to be using hot glue and some hot glue sticks, thread and needle, or you can also use your sewing machine, some straight pins, and of course the fabric. For this one, I am going to be using this royal brocade in fuchsia from the JoAnn collection, and I've already cut the fabric 25 by 84 inches. We're also going to be needing a iron, and the one that I use has the ability to use steam, and that's my preferred method. Also a pressing cloth, and this is just a pre-washed piece of cotton. However, you can also buy a pressing cloth, and also a measuring tape. First thing I'm going to do is take my fabric and sew it, and I'll just take the shortest part and fold it in half like so, and I'm just going to sew with both faces facing each other, both, I should say, the front part of the fabric facing each other, folding it in half, and then I'm going to sew all the way to the other end, and then I will flip the fabric over and press it. I finished sewing the fabric in half, and I flipped it over and I pressed it using the iron and pressing cloth. And then I did the ends by just tucking the ends in and pressing and then sewing. The next thing that I'm going to do is fold the fabric in half, and then I'm going to pay attention on the side that is where it has that seam. I'm going to measure from the middle down 8 inches, and I'm going to mark that with a straight pin. So what I'm going to do is sew from this end to here, so something kind of like that. And if you want to, you can mark it, or you can put some pins on it, or if you just want to eyeball it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just so you get somewhat of an idea of what we're trying to accomplish. Once that is sewn, then we can just flip it over. If you want to, you can cut the excess off and finish off that edge, or if you want to, you can leave that bulk. Basically, this is going to create a sort of like hood, and it'll be a little bit more fitted to the head. Alrighty, so I sewed my edge, as you can see, and it should look kind of like this. I sewed it, and then I just took that excess off and just finished it off by serging it. However, if you want to do this and you don't have a serger, you can just simply just use a wide zigzag and just zigzag that edge. So once this is done, I'm gonna put it on the side and I'm going to heat my hot glue gun, make sure it gets hot, and I'm gonna grab my flowers and I'm going to take them out of the stems and cut a few of the little leaves out. Alrighty, so I've gone ahead and taken all of my roses out of the stems, and I cut a few of the leaves out. I've also cut the little, you can see the difference, that little nub from the little icicle things, and I'm going to be using 6 of these. I've also measured the headband and tried to find the middle point for it, and I just marked it. You can use whatever you want to, marker or a pin, but I've gone ahead and marked that. And I'm going to take the fabric, and the top point, the longest point, is the front, and that middle point I'm going to connect it with that middle point that I marked. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some glue, like hold it, add glue, and then stick it all down, and then do the same for the other side. If it bunches or anything like that, don't worry, it's totally okay. Alternatively, you can like cover the whole thing if you want to. I don't think it's necessary, but totally up to you. So next, I'm going to take that middle point and I'm going to glue 1 rose down. And I want to try and focus on pointing the roses forward as much as possible rather than them being pointing up. Okay, and it should look something kind of like this in the front and something like this on the back. I'm trying to focus on gluing them sideways and then gluing towards the back the little stem that is left over. And now I'm gonna go ahead and cover all this front part with leaves, and then in between each of these I'm going to be gluing 1 of these down. And on the back, I'll add some other leaves to cover up these little nubs. Alrighty, and there you have it. So as you can see, I went ahead and covered all of the front part with the leaves, and I just folded them over and glued them to the inside. And then I added the little ornament pieces, and I tried to secure them first at the bottom with hot glue, and then I tried to pinch with the roses and the leaves to sort of give it a little bit more stability. That way they don't like flop around. And then the back, I just added just some leaves to get all those little stems covered. And at this point, you can leave it like this if you want to, or you can further embellish if you want to add maybe crystals or anything. You can also add maybe some tassels at the end of the robe part of it. But this is pretty much it, and then the next step is just doing the makeup. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. This was super fun to make. I hope that this helps you with a future cosplay project or maybe a Halloween idea. If you have any questions or comments, or even tell us what you think about this, just leave it in the comment section below and I'll be sure to check it out or answer it in one of our future videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you join me next week for another tip, trick, or tutorial featuring cosplay fabrics. See ya!